Good evening. This is Michael, and we are back with Fallout New Vegas. Let's continue from our last game. And we are at Camp McCarran, outside of New Vegas. We're here with Boone and Eddie. And hopefully we can make some progress in their quest lines this episode. But first, see, that's not who I want to talk to. But first, I want to chat with some people. I'm trying to find someone in particular. Not you. So this
we won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
This is the current members of First Recon. We'll get introduced to them at another time.
I wish I had a First Recon guy looking after me.
Okay. All right, well, the person I'm looking for is not out yet, so that's okay. Yeah, it's 7:30 in the morning. Let's go inside.
I'm glad we could finally meet. My sources tell me you've done some good work for us. What brings you to Camp McCarran?
Oh, I'm up for hire if you need some extra help.
There are a lot of things I can't spare troops for right now. If you can help us, we can definitely pay you for your work. You don't cook by any chance, do you? Farber's doing his best, but it's hard to manage an army with half my staff in line for the latrine. Honestly, we're fighting a lot of fires right now. The Fiends keep pressing their position from Vault 3. We've got the Legion breathing down our necks across the river. We actually took an officer alive last week, but so far he hasn't spoken a word.
I'm pretty sure I could help with that prisoner.
I have Lieutenant Boyd on that already, and she's excellent, but I think she's hit a wall. Talk to her if you like. See if she has any use for you. Her office is right above mine, but I think she might be interrogating right now. So she'd be upstairs on the other side of the building.
Can you tell me more about these fiends?
As in chem fiends. Biggest gang of raiders I've ever seen. Nothing like addiction to swell your numbers. Psychotic and completely unpredictable. They set up shop in Vault 3 to the west. Every day they attack our positions and my men repel them. But every day there's more of them and less of us. I sent one of my rangers after their leader to try and destabilize them. He didn't return. Hell of a thing, losing a ranger. You come to depend on them, and they come through for you so often, you forget it can happen.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do about Vault 3 and that ranger.
That vault is a hornet's nest. If you have second thoughts, no one would think less of you for it. But if you can get him home, it'd mean a lot. Watch for civilians, too. The Fiends have been kidnapping locals. They just walk right into people's homes in the middle of the day and take them. But the man you're looking for is Bryce Anders. Anders was trying to find the leader, Motor Runner. You hear something like a chainsaw? You've found Motor Runner. Put a bullet in his head, and you'll have some new friends around here.
So what other problems are you dealing with?
Yeah. On top of everything else, I can't send a patrol on a bathroom break without it being ambushed by someone who heard they were coming. So somebody's getting the word out.
So it seems like you're having an intelligence leak.
Well, why not? Given your recent arrival, at least I can safely rule you out as the leak. I'd like to have absolute trust in my men, but that's just not practical right now. Go ahead and look into it. See what you find. We don't have much to go on right now. Lately, every raiding party in New Vegas seems to have a map of our troop movements. It derails everything. Supplies, reinforcements. And it'll only get worse the longer we let it go on. Captain Curtis is heading up the investigation right now. He can fill you in.
I mean, given what you've told me so far, you do seem pretty calm.
Calm is what you have to be when people look to you. And it's all you can be when things are out of your hands.
So what other challenges are you dealing with here?
Everything was going according to President Kimball's plan at first. We met minor resistance from local troublemakers. But our two main objectives are still contested. Mr. House controls the Strip and he won't so much as meet with our ambassador. And we're holding Hoover Dam. But Caesar's Legion is positioning itself to overrun it. If it falls, so will New Vegas. We'd be forced to withdraw.
I mean, you guys are the conquerors around these parts. I mean, I know why you'd be upset about losing Hoover Dam, but, I mean, would the locals care? Maybe only because of Caesar's Legion. What about between here and the dam?
Unfortunately, no. In fact, the word from the ranger stations has been especially concerning lately. It sounds like they've run into overwhelming resistance, and supplies just aren't reaching them. It's been so bad, I asked Sergeant Reyes at Camp Forlorn Hope to look into it, and see how it is that things could be so fouled up there.
And Camp McCarran is the main forward operating base around these parts, right?
It's our main base. We took it because it lets us keep an eye on the Strip, and it had already been fortified before the Great War. From here we handle most of the logistics for our operations in Nevada. Troop allocation, supply distribution, intel. Usually General Oliver runs the show here, but he's on his way to the dam now, so I've taken on a lot of his duties here.
So it sounds like things aren't going very well for you guys.
Could be better, I'll say that much. We set up here with our sights set on annexing New Vegas. It's a lot of resources that could do a lot of good for us. But that hasn't happened. If anything, they annexed us. They rake in the profits from our soldiers, and we're stuck protecting them from the Legion. Not exactly the plan.
And so where does that leave you?
Now we're trying to secure the Strip and the dam at the same time, and it's costing us. And in the meantime, General Oliver won't approve any offensive maneuvers, because he doesn't want to risk losing our positions. So we're in a holding pattern here. And Caesar's on the other side of the river, planning.
Well, sounds pretty tough being on the defensive all the time. I mean, I've said it before. Seems like you guys should have just overrun Caesar's Legion when he had the chance. But not much you can do about that now.
Bye.
Alright, well, we will have to check out Camp Forlorn Hope. Which I believe we have on the map. Do we? Yes. So we have Camp Forlorn Hope already marked on our map. And we will have to check that out. Well, definitely in a later episode. Right now, our primary objective is getting to and dealing with Benny. But for now, we'll tool around Camp McCarran. Let's head upstairs. Okay, we will chat with the folks in that room here, but first... let's come upstairs.
Boyd's in there with a prisoner right now. Boy, is she pissed.
Alright, Mr. Hornsby. Let's see what's going on.
You stick out like a sore thumb around here. You sure you're in the right place?
And you're Lieutenant Boyd.
Not big on reading name tags, huh? That's okay. My name is long and difficult to pronounce. Ready for it? It's Boyd. Lieutenant Boyd to my friends. Colonel Shu has me handling the policing duties for the base. I've told him he could make my job a whole lot easier if he would just let me shoot anyone who talks back to me. But you know how colonels can be.
Well, from what I hear, it sounds like you could use some help with this prisoner.
Yeah, so far this has gone exactly as expected. Poorly. But with the work you've done for NCR already, you might be just what I've been looking for. We captured an honest-to-God centurion of Caesar's Legion recently.
And why is that significant?
Better believe it. Everybody in Caesar's Legion from Caesar on down will kill themselves before they can be captured. They're so twitchy they'd probably do it if you reached out to hug them. But here's this guy, who's an elite commander in their army, and he just gives himself up, even as his men are slitting their own throats around him.
Well, sounds like he's a bit of a pussy. What do you think this means?
Well, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds like a man who's willing to cooperate. Except he hasn't. Only times he speaks up are to insult you. He's a real prick, by the way. And I'm supposed to get information out of this guy.
I mean, you could just kick his ass.
I like the way you think. Have I said that yet? Problem is that the NCR frowns on using that sort of tactic. There are some restrictions still in place from President Tandy's administration. But here's my favorite thing about you. You're not in the NCR. Plus, for all this guy knows, you're completely insane. That's a winning combination.
So you want me to do what you are not allowed to do.
I think if you rough him up enough and really put some fear into him, he'll sing like a choir boy. So let's do this. When you're ready, I'll go in and give you a little intro. Then I leave the room and you make him regret the day he was born. We go back and forth a couple times until either he talks or he can't move his jaw anymore. Either way, we've had our entertainment for the day.
Yeah, I am not choosing that option. Yeah, let's get this started.
That's the spirit. Okay, I'll go in and have a word with him. Then I'll call you in.
I think we need to close
Long
the door
time
here.
no see, Celus.
Lieutenant. I was just thinking about you.
That's so.
I was.
I'll sit.
I was just thinking about that pretty neck of yours.
How sweet.
I was thinking about how it would look with a Legion slip. Slave collar on it.
I'll pass.
Do you know what I love about our slave collars, Lieutenant?
If you love them, maybe you should try one on.
I love how tight they fit. I train my men to make sure the slave's flesh bulges a bit around the top and bottom. Know why?
It's all the rage in fashion circles?
Not quite. If you fit it just right, their body never gets used to the feeling of wearing it. It cuts in just enough when they swallow or turn their head to remind them who they belong to. And it's that constant reminder that keeps them docile.
In that case, maybe you'd better save the collar you were gonna give me.
Oh? For whom?
For a friend of mine you're about to meet. My friend isn't very docile.
And who is this friend of yours?
You know all the rules the NCR instituted to protect enemy prisoners of war?
Of course.
My friend doesn't. Oh, and Silus? If you resist at all, I'll personally blow your brains out. Come on in, he's all yours. I'll be back in a bit to see how you're getting along. And I need you to surrender your weapons before you go in. You can pick them up from the locker on your way out.
Well, lucky for me, the Silence 22 is a holdout weapon. And I'm not really much for talking. Let's see what this guy says.
What an ugly little worm you are. What pile of excrement did the lieutenant pluck you from, worm?
You know I'm gonna have to kill you, right? Let's see, should we just go out and just straight up start attacking them? Alright, let's go with this one. Yeah, you know you're going to have to tell me everything that you know, right?
Of course, of course. All you had to do was ask. I'll tell you everything I know. Let's see. I know that you're a brainless cretin. I know that you're wasting your time. I know the lieutenant is going to be disappointed in you. And I know that by this time next month, the streets of New Vegas will be decorated with the decaying heads of NCR soldiers. Is there anything else you wanted to know?
Alright, well, you know, if you're going to be a dick about it, I think I have a way of dealing with that.
I can take anything you've got. Whoa! I've got you now!
Alright, you can stop for a sec. Whoa, easy there. You're supposed to rough him up a little, not kill him. Why don't you step outside a minute? Let off some steam. Nice job. I think my friend doesn't like you, Silus. I don't know how much longer I can keep him under control.
You think this'll make me talk? A beating? This is the best you can do?
How about a shooting?
Not just any beating, Silus. A savage beating. A beating that you'll be reminded of every time you feel pain from now on. When my friend's done with you, you won't have any of your teeth left. You'll be drinking your food through a straw.
I don't think you'll be drinking anything.
Your ribs will never heal properly, and it will hurt every time you breathe. It'll be like your collars, Silus. Impossible to forget.
Dead people don't breathe.
Huh. Not the sort of wit I've come to expect from you, Silus.
You're getting nothing from me.
I'm getting entertainment. That's something. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna spill your guts to me? Or am I gonna let my friend the maniac back in here for some playtime? Silus. Silent treatment, huh? Have it your way. Come on back in. I think he misses you. Oh, and let me check you for weapons one more time. For your safety as well as his.
Listen, I've already shot you once. And I really do want to shoot you again. So, let's make it happen.
You hit like a bedridden old woman.
This is funny. Lucky you can borrow my dentures when I knock at all your teeth.
It'll take more than that to get me to talk, worm.
Watch out!
I've got you now. Enough, this is pointless. I'm dead to the Legion either way, I'll tell you what I know. But you should know that Caesar has always kept his own counsel. He never reveals anything that would make him vulnerable. My knowledge will not prevent the inevitable. This camp will be ash within months. Maybe weeks.
Yeah, we'll be the judge of that. Just tell us what you know.
Something is wrong with Caesar. Something he is attempting to hide from his men. But it was obvious before we set out on this last mission. For 3 days we awaited his order to dispatch us. 3 days. But he hid in his tent, refusing to give orders, complaining of headaches. He looks different now than he used to. His face is sunken, sickly. But any questioning of his health enrages him.
What else is there?
There is one other thing that may interest you. I know that Caesar has planted a spy here. Every night, details of NCR troop movements are broadcast from a radio on this base to Caesar's camp. The spy has been here a long time, since before the entire conflict began. He's an officer. If I knew who he was, I would tell you. If I escape and he's alive to report it, the Legion would hunt me down. But like I said, none of this information will change the outcome for you. No force can hold back the tide of the Legion.
Interesting. But you know I have to kill you now, right? You're not leaving here
Gone
alive.
Ah! I've got...
When I got this assignment, I was hoping there'd be more gambling.
Haven't you done enough?
Rather ungrateful, aren't you, Lieutenant Boyd?
Yep. See you around.
What is it? Yeah.
Alright, let's go somewhere else and we can talk.
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
What is it?
So how do you feel about your old friend Manny back in Novak?
He was a good spotter.
I mean, weren't you guys friends?
Yeah, we were.
Not anymore?
When Carlo went missing, he was the first person I told. He tried to hide it, but I could tell right away. He was glad.
I really think we should talk a little bit more deeply here about what happened to your wife.
I don't see what this helps. She's dead.
Look, man, the more that we understand each other, the more effective a team will be.
All right. I tracked her down. Southeast, near the river. They were selling her. Saw it through my scope. Whole place swarming with Legion, hundreds of them, bidding for things no man has a right to. I just had my rifle with me. Just me against all of them. So I took the shot.
Wow, this got dark really fast. Alright, how would Locke respond? I mean, you could have gone down there and tried to rescue her. Even if it meant dying.
There was never any saving her. They'd have taken her where I couldn't follow. What I did, that was the only rescue. All this was only ever gonna play out one way. It still is. I don't have any say. All I can do is wait for it to be done with me.
You make it sound like your wife's death was inevitable.
It was gonna be something. If I'd never met Carla, it would have been something else. I should have never gotten close to her. I've got bad things coming to me. You better keep your distance too.
I mean, why do you think you have bad things coming?
Because fair is fair.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Better that you don't. Yeah.
Well, that's depressing. All right, let's keep going. I think we need to talk to Captain Curtis. Now this is Boyd's office. And I think Curtis is down here.
Yes? What is it?
Okay. Clearly I got myself turned around. I think Curtis is over here.
Nice to meet you. I'm Curtis.
Colonel Shu wanted me to help you look into these intelligence leaks.
Smart man. I could use somebody who can operate under the radar around here. Whoever our mole is, he's been slippery. Whenever one of the MPs gets too close, he changes his habits. Our last lead went cold weeks ago.
Alright, so where do you recommend I start?
You want my advice? Start by talking to people with a lot of eyes in the field. People like Lieutenant Boyd, or Sergeant Contreras, maybe. Careful with Contreras, though. He's not above suspicion himself. Keep me apprised of any leads you get. This guy's gotten a lot of my men killed. I'm just itching to return the favor. Later.
Well, not sure if Boyd wants to talk to me right now. But let's go talk to her anyway. There she is.
Haven't you done enough?
So have you seen anything else suspicious recently?
Now, what kind of MP would I be if I didn't notice anything suspicious? I've had soldiers go AWOL, break-ins, thefts, you name it.
Who's missing?
Well, there's Anders. He's a ranger. That one's not suspicious so much as worrisome. He left on a dangerous assignment. Colonel Shu sent him out. Now I think he feels guilty not having any way to check up on him.
Anyone else missing?
Yeah. The man I'm more interested in is Corporal White. White had a lot of promise. Wanted to be a ranger as bad as anyone I've seen. But he also had some extracurricular activities going. Now he's gone.
I'll see what I can find out about Corporal White for you.
Word around the base is he'd been going regularly to visit a hooker named Dazzle at Gamora. That's a casino on the Strip. Classy place. His belongings are up in the barracks in the concourse building. First bunk on your left if you're facing it from the center. I haven't had a chance to look through his things yet, so that might be a good place to begin.
What else can you tell me about Anders?
I don't know him very well myself. I seem to remember that he was the man to call on if you needed someone to get in and get out quietly. Colonel Shu would really be the person to talk to.
And what about these break-ins?
Maybe break-in isn't the right word. We didn't find signs of forced entry, but I've had reports of someone sneaking into the control tower at night. It's probably just a meeting spot for a steamy military base love affair. Kids today. But it bothers me that they didn't break in. It means they have an access code. Most soldiers around the base don't have that.
Would you be willing to give me the control tower access key so I can check it out?
Sure, if you want to investigate. It's not like there's anything to steal up there, just a bunch of old communications equipment. If you can find out any more, I'd be interested to hear it. There's something about this I really don't like, and if I weren't tied up here, I'd be staking it out personally.
And what about these thefts?
Not the kind of things you like to see go missing. No witnesses yet. I've got my money on Sergeant Contreras, who's supposed to be in charge of distribution, the little weasel. But he's too slick to let anyone catch him doing it. We've searched his possessions 12 times. Nothing.
Alright, well, I'll see what I can do about finding these missing supplies.
Good. The more guns you can recover, the more I'll be able to use to shoot Contreras for being inept. Yep. See you around.
Okay. Well, a lot of stuff happening around here. Now, I think she said something about talking to Colonel Shu. About White.
Yes? What is it?
Okay. Well, let's head back upstairs. Well, before we do that,
You're new. I'm Angela. Williams. Were you just looking around, or...?
what is this place?
This? The OSI lab. We don't get many visitors. The smell puts people off, I think. Nobody ever said science would smell clean and fresh. Anyway, you get used to it if you give it some time.
Are you a scientist?
I know I don't sound the part. Get raised by Brahmin ranchers and you never lose the twang. Drives Hildern crazy. But I know every inch of the power grid from Hoover Dam to Shady Sands. That's what we do here. Try to optimize the power output from the dam. Some of the others are working on an agricultural project, but truth be told, they aren't making much progress. Not yet, anyway.
And what is it that you do here exactly?
Head researcher. Mostly on the dam project, but I help out on other things when they need me. Gotta be flexible.
Do you need help with anything?
You mean give you work? No, that'd be up to the administrator, Hildern. He's back there in his office. Between you and me, I don't think he ever leaves. Plenty of mercs go in to see him, though.
Mercenaries? It's a little strange.
I can't say. We're not supposed to talk about the research. Not the details. If you're interested, I'm sure he'd see you. Nice to meet you. If you need anything, I'm almost always in the lab.
Alright. Let's talk to this Hildern.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Thomas Hildern, Director of Operations, OSI East. I presume you're here about Vault 22?
I don't know anything about Vault 22.
No, they wouldn't have briefed you, would they? Probably better that our junior fellows stay within the bounds of their pay grade anyway. Vault 22. Where to begin?
Alright, what is this about Vault 22?
Imagine, if you will, the wasteland in bloom. Vast fields of corn that grow from seeds and produce their bounty in the space of a month. Orchards of trees, their branches weighed halfway to the ground, hung with fat, ripe oranges, a harvest that could feed a city or a nation. And all this, requiring no more than a few drops of precious water, and the efforts of only a handful of human farmers. Impossible?
It kind of sounds impossible.
A realist. We have that in common. A year ago, I'd have said the same. But what if I was to tell you that the wasteland can yield an endless bounty, and that the secret may lie a mere few miles from where we stand? We need only reach out and take it, and for that, I need you.
Yeah, scientific discovery is never as simple as what you're talking about.
Isn't it? One directs one's efforts, or the efforts of others, toward a goal, and progress is made. It's a matter of incentives, nothing more. I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22 unlock the secrets of vegetative growth. Plants are spilling from their gate. No one tends them. No one waters them. Yet they multiply and spread in all directions. Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise you the OSI will see that you are generously compensated.
All right, I'll go check it out.
Good. No need to check in with the NCR authorities. I can authorize your payment from OSI accounts. Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level, where they would have backed up their research data. A computer room, you understand? Download all the information on the central server to your Pip-Boy, and you'll be certain to bring me any notes or samples that you find, won't you?
Is there anything else I need to know?
I thought it was a fairly straightforward assignment. It's a simple question of retrieving the data, which shouldn't prove overly challenging. Downloading the data will be handled by your Pip-Boy. You might think of yourself as a mere means of conveyance. No insult intended, of course.
You know, when it comes to the vaults, nothing is simple or easy.
Oh? Yes. Goodbye.
Did Dr. Hildern... This really isn't any of my business, but... Did he give you a job?
Yeah, he asked me about Vault 22.
I shouldn't say anything. I know that. But you're not the first person Hildern sent out to the vault. There were a lot of mercs, one after another. None of them came back. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keeley. She's unusual. Not the sort of person you'd expect, but she's an absolute genius, and he didn't mention her? Not even her name? Or any of the other mercs?
No, he didn't mention anyone else.
But now he's hired you, which means one of two things. Either he heard back from Keeley, and she failed, or he's given up on her. Listen, I make a fair wage, but I'm not rich, not by any means. Maybe my kind of money wouldn't appeal to your average merc, but I'm willing to pay you if you'll find Keeley and make sure she's safe. Isn't right leaving her out there. No idea if she's alive or dead.
If she's there, I'll find her.
I had a good feeling about you. Moment you walked in. I mean it.
What else can you tell me about Keeley?
Keeley's brilliant. An absolute genius. She plays at being mean, but it's all a front. When you've lived as long as she has, you get defensive around new people. Who wants to make a friend when you know you'll outlive them?
Keeley must be a ghoul.
I couldn't get her to say, but she talked about the war. The Great War, when the bombs fell, like she'd been there. So, I'm guessing pretty old. 200 years? Maybe more.
Yeah, she's a ghoul. And what about this relationship between Keeley and Hildern?
Like a Brahmin and a Deathclaw, though I'm not sure which would be which. Bad analogy, maybe. They're both Deathclaws in their way. Keeley hates Hildern. She says he's more politician than scientist, and gets in the way of true discovery. And Hildern hates Keeley because... well, because every time they meet, she makes him look like an ass. In front of important people, usually.
Yeah, and what do you think about Dr. Hildern?
The director? He's very well-spoken and knowledgeable.
How, political of you. I mean, seriously, that's not much of an endorsement. You want to tell me what you really think?
Wouldn't be right for me to say. He's my boss, and he took a chance bringing me out here as lead researcher.
I've heard the food around here is pretty bad.
It's foul, to tell the truth. Most people try to get what they can from the outside, even if it's just a smuggled candy bar now and then. Contreras is a genius. He can find almost anything you'd want. Takes caps to get him motivated, though. He won't do a thing for free.
That's not surprising. But, okay.
Right. Stay safe.
Alright, let's head upstairs. And over to the concourse. There's actually quite a few quests that are started or continued here.
Did the Colonel send you? I was hoping he might have changed his mind.
You know, you look pretty upset. What's going on?
I know. I've been crying. Stupid. I'm supposed to be a soldier. My husband, he's a ranger, and he got murdered by a pack of fiends. Goddamn savages laid his body out to rot. Brass won't say it to me straight, but they mean to leave Esteban out there. I can see that plain.
You know, I've seen this sort of thing before out in the wilds. And it still seems very strange to me that the NCR won't retrieve his body.
Colonel says he can't spare the men to bring Esteban back home. And the fiends, they put all kinds of mines and traps around his body. Snipers, too.
So no one else is helping you?
His best friend, Jackson, tried. Didn't even get permission from his CO, so it could have cost him a lot. But he never came back.
Well, look. I don't normally do a lot for free, but I'll see what I can do about getting your husband's body back.
Mister, I'd about given up hope. But you've got to be careful. I don't want anybody else dying on my account. Esteban's body is laid out between some of the buildings, east of the RepCon headquarters. At least that's what his squad mates said. There's an NCR position just north of there. It's on the way. They should be able to tell you what the situation is.
So let's check out more of the concourse. Now, yeah, Corporal White, his locker is right here. So we'll pick up his journal. I don't think there's anything else of interest in this section. That leads down to Contreras, I believe. Okay, this is the medical wing.
Howdy. Howdy.
I'd like to buy some supplies.
Here's what's currently available.
Yeah, and we can get treated here as well. You know, since we're here, I think I can sell some of these drugs here.
Give me a shout if you need anything else.
Yep, so if I need medical treatment, we can come here. And here is the cook. I mean, this place is absolutely filthy.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Listen, asshole, I know you're not really an NCR health inspector, so you can cut the restaurant critique routine. And I want my 50 caps back, because I looked it up and there ain't no disease called colorectal implosion syndrome. So I paid you to look the other way for nothing. Wait, you're not... Oh, wow, I'm sorry. You look just like... Never mind, sorry. So what can I serve you up?
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's nothing. You just look like the health inspector who stopped through for the yearly inspection a couple of weeks back. I was hoping I wouldn't have to wait another 11 months to see his crooked ass to get my caps back. Ah, well. Anything I can get you?
You got anything to eat?
Oh, yeah. You can order up anything you want. As long as it's corn or beans. Just kidding. Haven't you heard? With a few shipments from home and a little variety, the troops are getting restless for some quality grub. You can only do so much as a chef with just corn, beans, onions, and peppers.
So what can be done to improve your supply line?
Well, we haven't had any quality meat in months. Everyone in the camp just eating beans for protein. It isn't pretty. Some of my kitchen machinery is broken down too, so we've been eating mostly raw vegetables. And I'm desperate for spices or seasonings. Anything, just something for the general mood around here.
So where do you think I can find some meat for you?
It doesn't need to all come from the same source. There are a bunch of different vendors around who sell meat. Fitz, the Nashes, Crimson Caravan. We've never really tried to go out and organize deals with merchants to supply our food. Already having an overstock of food, we haven't needed to. But we really need some good old red meat on the menu soon. So I'm willing to divert some caps in their direction if they're open to supplying us.
And what about this food processor?
Here's the list. We've been scrapping together quick fixes to keep it running for months. I think it finally crapped out and needs a full overhaul. It's the goofy machine behind the counter in the corner next to the stove. I'd be much obliged if you could take a look at it and get it fixed up.
And where do you suggest I look for these parts?
I don't know. Try the various traders around the waste. Or the pawn shop in West Side might have some parts. Oh, I've heard of a place called House Tools you could check out. It's an old factory on the north side of Vegas. Just a word of warning, though. I hear no one who goes in there comes back out. Could be traps, crazy robots, or who knows what's in that place.
And what about these spices?
The Crimson Caravan would probably be able to arrange a regular shipment, but I don't know of any spices known to improve mood. Hell, we have a whole research department. One guy's even set up in the main terminal building. They're the ones who ought to be looking into it. What can I do? Come back soon now.
Man, this place is just full of problems. Repair of 80. Do I have repair of 80? Where is my repair at? Well, it's at 50. Increase my repair by 5. And which one? Intelligence. Yeah, I don't think that... I wonder if taking a Mentats plus... I guess there's one... Well, wait a second. That's assuming I have... I don't think there's a... is there a repair book? Alright, I gotta look for one. Oh yeah, fixing things. So I can increase it to 70. I can put on the grunt. I think it's the grunt outfit to increase my repair to 75. And then the Mentats will increase my intelligence by 2. Well, I guess there's one way to find out. I'm not sure how many skill points that's going to add. Well, I have a perception +1 right now. Explosive lockpick energy weapons. And it's 2. Okay, so increasing my intelligence by 2 is going to add 4 to the skill point. And I'll still be missing 1. Okay. How close am I to... Well, I'm only 400 experience points away. .400 experience points away. Okay.
Hey.
Let's just casually run across these tables. And we'll walk down the gangway and talk to Contreras.
You look like someone in need of a reliable supplier.
Yeah, what kind of supplies do you have in mind?
For you, just the basics. Come back when you're a little more seasoned and maybe we could talk about other options. Bad business if someone hurts themselves using your products, you know. Gets all kinds of unwanted attention.
Do you have anything for sale?
Take your pick.
Got some recon armor. It's pretty cool. Sure, we'll take a Starcap. And he has got plenty of 308. Alright, let's just remind ourselves here. I'm using 5.56, 22 long rifle, 308, 40mm grenades, 12 gauge, and of course the 9mm for my submachine gun. So I can get rid of the 357 and the 44, the 45 government, and the 12. sell these off too. Well, that's going to be too much. Okay. Well, that's all right. We can offset that by a little bit here. Okay, so I'm over by, well, something like 850. So let's just do 40 there. Do a 40, I'm at 400. I guess another 60. Okay, there we go.
Pleasure doing business. Later.
Now, if we walk out this back door, we are now on the back side of Camp McCarran.
Hello.
And we can talk with Davy Crenshaw.
Hey, can't you see I'm busy here? Nah, I'm just kidding. This has to be the most worthless patrol duty on the whole base. They never attack this gate. They just put me back here because they don't think I can handle anything else.
Oh, okay.
Catch you later.
Golly, what a piece of shit. But what's nice back here, there are these ammunition boxes that are not owned. And not even dipshit Crenshaw over there is going to notice that the ammunition is missing. Not sure if these crates have anything in them. Doesn't look like it. Now here is the radio tower. All right, let's take a look at our notes. Okay, so these are the orders from those Brotherhood of Steel soldiers at the Repcon headquarters. Paladin Mance and Lander, you are to survey the ruins at coordinates such and such. Search for components we need and retrieve what you can. As a secondary objective, compile a list of additional items at the site for future retrieval. McNamara. Interesting. Okay, silent treatment. Yeah, so we've dealt with this guy. Now, Motor Runner is at Vault 3. And was it Anders? Anders is this ranger that's also out there, so that's an optional part of the objective. This quest is to go find Anders and deal with Motor Runner at Vault 3. Now, Vault 3 is right in the middle of Fiend territory. The whole west side of the highway is Fiend territory. I think it... Yeah. West side is here. So the Fiend territory, I think, kind of ends right along here. But this whole area is Fiend territory, including Vault 3, so that's going to be challenging. Alright, retrieving the corpse of Ranger Morales. I think we should be able to do this one today. Now, when it comes to Corporal White, I pulled a log from the East Pump Station computer for the last week. Looking back over the past several weeks, the times are roughly consistent. There's definitely something going on. Water shouldn't even be going over to the west side, and yet the log says otherwise. I know I'm onto something. West side south cistern. Yeah, so these times. And the west side north cistern in the evening. Interesting. We'll have to follow up with Corporal White. Now, the meat vendors. This is definitely a low-level, unmarked quest. So we'll get to it when we get to it. And I tell you what. Gathering these parts to fix that stupid-ass food processor, I'd just as soon just get my repair up to 80 before going out trying to find all this bullshit. Vault. Okay, 1 out of 5. Waste. Good work. 2 out of 5. Well, that fits vault. But it does not fit waste. Okay, and... could be wares. Yep, there it is. Control tower access log. Camp McCarran control tower automated front door activity log. Soldiers on duty this week. We have Barker and Reynolds. Morning shift 6:30 to 12:30. Evening shift is 12:30 to 1800. So we have Wednesday. Two entries in the morning. Enter and exit. Enter and exit. Exit, exit. And then we have this activity around 1 a.m. on Tuesday. And on Monday, the same thing. This activity at 1 a.m. And then the rest of the activity at 6:30, or yeah, around 6, 12, and 1800. Well. I think that kind of tells you what we need to do. Yeah, and they said there's nothing but old communications equipment. This stuff is running. What time is it? It's 1400. No.
Private. Move your ass. That's better, but you're still not winning the battle, boys. Quit dragging your feet, recruit. Pick it up.
All right.
We should be taking the fight to the Legion, not waiting for him to... Fiends.
Wish I had a
Crack
first
that
recon guy
junkies. All
looking
those
after
chems
me.
make him a real bitch to take down.
Move, you lazy bastards! You think the Legion's gonna slow down for your sorry asses?
All right. Okay, let's get a better time. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Running down the ramp. Okay, dodge. Dodge the... Up the ramp, down the ramp. Up. Out my way. Up. Yeah.
Hello? I'm busy.
That's better, but you're still not winning the battle, boys. That's better, but you're still not winning the battle, boys.
Well, it's no Full Metal Jacket, but still pretty funny. All right, where was I? Shit. Oh yeah, this way. Okay, actually. Yeah, there's the Ranger's corpse. There's Repcon. So let's see what we can do about Esteban here.
Whoa. Hold up. Where do you think you're going?
Yeah, I'm gonna take this basket of cakes to my grandmother's house.
All right, smartass, I get it. You don't answer to us. But get this straight. You will get eaten alive if you go up that way. And that's not a figure of speech, either. Bunch of sick, messed up junkies control the road up there. Got a thing for desecrating corpses. You've been warned.
Yeah, actually, I'm here to get that the body of Esteban out.
Christina hired you, huh? Well, if you're gonna go up there, there's a couple things you should know. Esteban's body's in the middle of those buildings up the hill there. Look carefully and you can see the fiends patrolling the rooftops. But they laid traps, too. There's mines all over. So for God's sakes, watch your feet. Get him back here. We'll get him home.
Yeah. Well, all right. Thanks for the warning, but yeah, I got it from here.
Hey, it's your life.
All right, fellas.
I'll see.
Spotted. Oh, shit.
Hey!
Get over here, you legion piece of shit. There he is. There he is. Where's Eddie? Oh, he's back there. Where is this guy? There he is. Get the fuck back here.
That takes care of that.
Hey.
Well, looks like the Legion are sending assassins after me now. Which is not unexpected. Well, shit. I don't know if I can complete this Esteban quest. I don't know if it's a, yeah, it wasn't a marked quest. Well, I'll still go out there and find his body. You guys are supposed to be carrying any venom. There it is. Okay, was that it? That was 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it a 4-man hit squad? Huh, well. Let's see. Shit. Come on now. Alright, you know what I can do? Oh god. Dang it.
Get down! I knew I'd find your bitch ass.
Dang it.
Get
forward.
down!
There we go. Come on, where are you, Fiend? Oh, shit.
You can't hide from me.
I know you're up there. You want to show your face? Alright, so if I use a magazine, that'll bring me up to 80. And let's... Yeah, I want to leave these... Yeah, the character of Locke is not much into speech. And unarmed, not too much. So I will not be upgrading those, just to maintain some character, unique characterization here. Let's put the rest here into guns. Continue. Okay, long haul. Long haul is going to be very important for me when I get to the Dead Money DLC. And so, if you know, you know about why long haul is really important, especially for the end of the Dead Money DLC. So I'm not going to get that quite yet, because it's really not that useful to me right now. But I will get it again in the future before we tackle Dead Money. In the meantime, okay, don't think stone wall is that useful. Again, I'm not worried about my carry weight. I think my draw speed is okay. I haven't really been having a problem with that. Okay. We'll definitely get grunt. Okay. Well, here's Jackson. Yeah, and here's the landmines, and I believe there are proximity mines everywhere around here. Shit, that was close. And this is why I wanted to have Eddie and Boone stay behind. I think I've mentioned before that the pathing for these NPCs can, well, not can, it is really atrocious. And taking companions into spaces where there's traps is very dangerous. Now, in regular mode, all that happens is your companion will be knocked out until the fighting is done. In survival mode, your companion will actually die permanently. There's a permadeath when it comes to your companions in survival mode. So, or I guess hardcore mode, as it's called in New Vegas. Oh shit. I think that was, yeah, the one that underneath Esteban Morales. Okay, I think that's all of them. Okay, I think I'm okay there. As far as aid, I'm just checking for let's see, it's 13, it's 26, brings me up to 134, so I can use 3 more. Alright. Let's start walking. And this is going to be slow. And we're just slowly making our way back. Okay, yeah, we do need to make it back to McCarran, though. And get to that radio tower. Go ahead and put his corpse right here. And these guys, we'll go ahead and put these guys over here too. There we go. Well, I guess now all 3 of them can be boxed up and sent back home. We need to head all the way back to that radio tower. Or I guess that used to be the control tower. We'll come back and talk to Daughtry later. And that's who I was looking for earlier at the start of the episode. See, this way? Yeah. Did I forget? Oh, man. Alright, well, that's okay. I'll go back and get Boone and Eddie when I'm done here. I think I may have just taken the long way around. I think my dumbass just walked all the way around the airport. Oh well. What time is it? Maybe too late. Ah, shit, they're already gone. Alright. Well, you know what? There's one way to fix this. Alright, so whoever's coming in should already be...
Lupa, this is Frumentarius Picus. Over.
Go ahead, Picus.
Afternoon patrol enters Fiend territory at 1300. Have them mind that stretch.
10-4, Picus. Fiends will be alerted.
Roger, Lupa.
What's the status of your primary mission, Picus?
Charges are set. Detonation will occur as the train leaves the station. Over.
How long?
Couple of minutes. Over. What are you doing here? You don't have clearance.
You know, it doesn't seem like you're supposed to be here either.
Really? And how would you know where I'm supposed to be?
I figured out that someone has been breaking in here at night. Seems like it's you.
I don't know what you mean.
10-4. Keep us updated.
Not sure if we can get to the monorail in time. I think it's this way. .35 explosive or science of 45. Okay, so I need either an explosives or a science book. We'll use an explosives book. Alright, we saved the monorail. Let's go talk to Colonel Shu.
Yes? What is it?
Yeah, you're not going to be having any problems with intelligence leaks anymore.
No? What happened?
It was Curtis. He's a Legionnaire. I can prove that he tried to blow up the monorail.
Curtis? He's been in the NCR long before a conflict with the Legion. There's just no way. I hope you're mistaken, but somehow I don't think so. It'd explain a lot. This is much worse than anyone expected. There could be others, too. You've done everything that was asked of you. You have my personal thanks for this. And I'll make sure you receive the credit you deserve. Bye.
Alright, let's go back and get Eddie. And Boone.
I've got... What is it?
Oh shit.
Company. Need a bigger caliber.
Get over here. Get over here, you piece of shit.
Patrolling the Mojave almost
No,
makes you
they
wish
were
for
fighting.
a winner.
Completely different.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Yeah, those Legion assassins come every 2 or 3 days. So we really need to be ready for them. Okay. Let's come over here. And there's the guy smoked over here. There was a huge firefight on the overpass. Now there was an NCR deserter underneath the overpass. I wonder if no one here on top. Well, since we're here... Oh, yeah. The Grub and Gulp.
Welcome to the Grub and Gulp.
Hey, you know, McCarran is looking for a regular delivery of meat. Think you can help out?
Really? Well, I obviously couldn't supply enough to feed the entire camp, but I'm game. What kind of caps are we talking here?
They have a lot of vegetables and water. You could expand your business.
Expanding isn't a bad idea. Maybe I could open up a small cafe restaurant with the more diverse inventory. If I get a big delivery brought in, I'll be sure to send a good chunk of it off to McCarran right away. Tell Farber I'll try and have the first shipment sorted in a week or two. See you later.
Yeah, we diverted off to the west, to the other side of Camp McCarran, so we have not encountered these people yet. Let's talk to Lupe.
You need water? I got water. Clean and fresh. Straight. If you're low on caps, I've also got slightly irradiated wasteland water. A little fallout never killed anybody. Until next time.
All right. So we've talked to Lupe. The best of everything, all in one place. The Ultralux. It's funny. We have Lucky 38. Take her for a spin. Yeah, pretty generic. Tops. Frolic. Thrill. Relax. Enjoy. Come. Okay. Come let loose and get crazy. Definitely kind of definitely more of like a straight 50s feel. Rat Pack type thing. These people definitely, just from their billboard alone, seem really uppity. Definitely the nastiest of all the casinos here. Holster your weapon at Gamora. Don't go off half-cocked. Oh my god. You know, I think of the 4 casinos represented here in New Vegas. I think Gamora is the most depraved, but I have to admit, I think their billboard is both provocative and interesting and enticing all at the same time. Anyway, enough gawking. Now, so we dealt with the spy and the intelligence leak. Yeah. We've retrieved the body of Private Morales, or Ranger Morales, I should say, Esteban. Okay. There we go. All right. Yep, there we go. So let's head back to McCarran. And go talk to Private Morales. Oh, yeah, concourse is this way.
Did you start looking for Esteban? I guess my directions could have been better.
No, I brought his body to the NCR position. He's on his way back to McCarran right now.
They put him in a box? With a flag and all? I hope so. He'd have been proud. You're too good for this rotten town. First kind thing anybody ever did for me in Esteban. You ever need anything, all you need to do is ask. Thank you so much.
Alright, well, I guess we did our one good thing for this game. And considering that we're right here, and my health is in, well, really bad shape. Let's talk
If you're
to
looking
Dr.
for a
Kent.
quick stitch, I'm your man.
Yes, I need some medical
What can I
services.
do for you?
I could use a good patch-up.
Hot damn, you got whooped good. This could take a while. I'll also require some caps to cover my supplies.
That's fine.
Okay, this'll just take a moment. What can I do for you? There you go, all patched up. Anything else I can do for you?
Nope.
Later.
So now... Yep, we're all good here. And my HP is up at full. And actually, we're almost at the next level. We need, what, about 75 more experience? Okay. Well, that's right. I think we can also repair this guy's food processor now.
Howdy.
Alright, so I need just to double check. So my repair is at 60. And I do have fixing things. Bypassing several broken redundant coprocessors using nothing more than bobby pins, tape, and a trooper Swiss Army knife, you managed to get the machine running.
Hey, back for seconds, huh?
Yeah, the food processor's fixed.
Amazing. I thought that thing was done for. That'll help me transform what I can offer the troops. I'll give you a little extra discount the next time you buy food from me. Thanks again.
And I did speak with Fitz, and he agreed to sell meat to McCarran.
Great. What he sells might be a bit gamey, but I can use it for stews and kebabs. Come back soon now.
And we'll just casually walk on these tables. Yeah, so we have
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish
Anders
for a
over in
nuclear
Vault
winter.
3, Corporal White, and he was speaking with that stripper at Gamora. We'll deal with that in due time. But the one, well, not the last person, but one other person we need to speak with is Major Daughtry.
If it's bad news, you can take it up with the Colonel. If it's good news, it better involve some dead fiends.
What do you know about the Fiends?
Pack of drugged-out killers. They're addicted to every stim, every pill, every psychoactive enema on this fucked-up Earth. I've got 3 fiends I want dead, and I don't give a goddamn how it gets done. That sound like something that interests you?
Yeah, why don't you give me their names?
First one calls herself Violet. God knows why. The name is the prettiest thing about her. Spends most of her time with a pack of vicious dogs. Then there's Driver Nephi. He's fast and he's brutal. Killed about a dozen of my men with a goddamn driver iron. Hence his name. And finally, Cook. Rapist, pyromaniac, and damn good chef if you believe the fiends we've captured. Probably the craziest of the lot. I'm not gonna feed you any bullshit. These aren't your common Vegas trash. They've all killed good NCR men, and plenty of mercs too. You go after them. Any of them. You're in for a hell of a fight. So, which one is it gonna be?
I guess we could talk about Violet.
Violet it is. Wish I could give you more advice on how to bring her down, but we know less about her than the other two. Just watch out for the dogs. She raises them herself. Might as well be their mother. They never leave her side.
Where can I find her?
Good question. Fiend territory is southeast of here, but they range all over the area. None of them stays in any one place for long.
Anything else I need to know?
One more thing. If you want the full reward, you need to bring me a recognizable head. My superiors need proof they're gone. That means no headshots, no decapitations till after they're dead, and no damage to the face. If you want to be safe, aim for the chest. You bring me a head that looks like a rotten tomato, people will be doubting, and I won't be authorized to pay the entire bounty. Good luck to you, and don't get careless. Right.
Alright, well, so with Major Daughtry, we do have some bounties that we can work on. Alright, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I know we mainly stayed here around Camp McCarran. We did some smaller quests, the intelligence breach and Esteban's body. But we picked up a number of others. The bounties, the Vault 3 business, and oh, those are, yeah, here we go. Yeah, 3-card bounty. Going over to Vault 22 at some point. Figuring out what's going on with Corporal White. We do need to stop at the Crimson Caravan. And and continuing with yeah, these unmarked quests here. So until next time, have a good night.